Imagine you're scrolling through your feed. Your thumb is moving fast, passing dozens of videos in a matter of seconds. Then, suddenly you stop. You didn't consciously decide to pause. Your brain made that choice for you before you even realized it. This is the silent power of the YouTube thumbnail, a tiny rectangle of digital real-time estate that functions as a psychological gateway. To understand why we click, we have to look past the bright colors and bold text, and dive into the ancient, hardwired shortcuts of the human mind. At the very core of this psychology is the concept of preattentive processing. This is the stage of vision, where your brain gathers information from your environment without you having to focus on it. In the context of YouTube, your brain is scanning for survival cues, novelty, and emotional resonance. The most powerful tool in a creator's kit for triggering this is the human face. We are biologically predisposed to seek out faces, a phenomenon rooted in our need to identify social threats or allies. But it's not just any face that stops the scroll. It's the O face, or the expression of extreme, exaggerated emotion. When we see a face frozen in shock, terror, or intense joy, our amygdala fires up. We feel a hit of emotional contagion, where we subconsciously mirror the emotion we're seeing. We click because we want to know what caused that specific reaction. We are looking for the story behind the scream. But faces are only the beginning. Once the face catches our eye, the curiosity gap takes over. This is a psychological theory suggesting that when there is a gap between what we know and what we want to know, it creates a sense of cognitive dissonance, a mild mental itch that can only be scratched by obtaining the missing information. High-performing thumbnails often feature an incomplete narrative. You might see a giant red arrow pointing to a blurred object, or a before and after shot where the middle step is missing. Your brain hates an unfinished loop. It craves closure, and the only way to get it is to click that play button. Color theory plays a massive role in this split-second decision-making process as well. While the best color can change depending on the platform's UI, creators often use visual salience to stand out. If the YouTube interface is primarily white or dark gray, using highly saturated complementary colors like neon green, bright yellow, or high-contrast orange creates a pop that the eye cannot physically ignore. There is also the isolation effect, or the von Restorff effect, which predicts that when multiple similar objects are present, the one that differs from the rest is most likely to be remembered. If every other thumbnail in your niche uses blue backgrounds, the one creator who uses a stark minimalist red will capture the majority of the attention. Beyond the visuals, there is the subtle art of social proof and authority. We are often drawn to thumbnails that imply high stakes or high value. This is why you see numbers everywhere: $10,000 versus $1, or 10 days versus 10 years. Large, bold numbers provide a concrete anchor for our expectations. They promise a specific ROI, return on investment, for our time. We also look for familiar branding. Over time, a creator's consistent visual style becomes a psychological shortcut. When you see a specific font or a certain style of lighting, your brain recognizes it as a safe or trusted source of entertainment, bypassing the skepticism we usually have for strangers. Interestingly, there's a dark side to this psychology, often referred to as clickbait exhaustion. Our brains are incredibly adaptive. When we are repeatedly promised a life-changing secret via a thumbnail and the video fails to deliver, we develop a psychological defense mechanism. This has led to a recent shift toward authentic minimalism. In a sea of oversaturated, over-edited images, a simple, raw, high-quality photograph can actually be more disruptive. It signals honesty in an era of digital exaggeration. It's the uncanny valley in reverse. We are starting to move away from the hyper-perfect and back toward the human. Ultimately, a successful thumbnail is a bridge between a creator's intent and a viewer's instinct. It's a sophisticated blend of evolutionary biology and modern marketing. It exploits our need for narrative, our attraction to faces, and our desire for high-contrast clarity. But the most enduring psychology behind the click isn't just about the flash or the filter. It's about the promise of a shared human experience. Whether it's a challenge, a tutorial, or a deep dive essay, the thumbnail is simply the digital handshake that says, "I have something you need to see." And as long as humans are curious, the battle for those few centimeters of screen space will continue to be the most intense psychological frontline in the world.